a topic that has drawn people around the world to focus on this land, which has generated much speculation and recently an extraordinary turnaround in Israel, is shaking global religious convictions. However, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Within Israel's borders, the Jewish community is plotting a maneuver to reclaim their historical cradle of devotion. Amid the war and reforms in Israel, experts are skeptical about the ease of this undertaking. How do the Jews plan to accomplish this extraordinary mission? And will the Muslim community allow it to happen? It's time to delve deeper into this engaging video and uncover the secrets behind it all. In a short period, the global perspective on Israel has experienced a significant shift. The turning point occurred when Israel decided to react to attacks directed at its people. The date of October 7th, 2023, remains vivid in the memory of ordinary Israelis, marked by the loss of loved ones at the hands of Islamic extremists. For over a month, society intensely debated the ethical limits of retaliation, facing a complex moral dilemma. However, one truth is clear: Israel would be subject to even more violent attacks if the other side also possessed powerful military armament. Amidst this controversy, something surprising and inspiring happened on the outskirts of Israel, capturing the Jewish community's attention. This peculiar event triggered the reconstruction of the Third Temple, raising questions about its significance and facing opposition from various groups. To fully understand the events in Israel that surprised people of different faiths, it is imperative to delve into the rich history of the country officially designated as the State of Israel. This fascinating country is located in the Middle East, surrounded by Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Egypt, with the Mediterranean Sea to the west. Israel's rich history dates back to the Old Testament, when a man named Abram, at the age of 75, responded to the divine call. Leaving his home, he embarked on a journey to the land of Canaan alongside his wife Sarai and nephew Lot. After overcoming challenges, they reached the promised land of Canaan. Although Abram's saga is the starting point, Canaan already housed various tribes, such as the Hittites, Amorites, and others before his arrival. These tribes are frequently mentioned in the Old Testament, highlighting Canaan as a diverse place inhabited by different groups with distinct cultures, languages, and ways of subsistence, predominantly based on agriculture and trade. It is believed that Abram's arrival in Canaan occurred around the beginning of the second millennium BC. Abram's relationship with the Canaanites was multifaceted. At times, they were welcoming and friendly, while at others, they caused complications. Despite all adversities, Abram and his family managed to find a place for themselves in Canaan. The importance of the land of Israel is immense in terms of history, culture, and religion, especially for three major religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Over the years, this place witnessed the rise and fall of many cultures and traditions, serving as a cradle of civilizations. Around 1000 BC, the Israelite tribes united under the reign of King Saul. Later, King David assumed the throne during the period of the United Monarchy, making Jerusalem the capital and building the first temple on the Temple Mount. This temple became a special place of worship, symbolizing the promise between God and the Jewish people. After Solomon, the kingdom divided into northern and southern regions. The Assyrians captured the northern kingdom of Israel in 722 BC, resulting in the exodus of many. The Babylonians conquered the southern kingdom of Judah in 586 BC, destroying the first temple and forcing many Jews into exile. When the Persians defeated the Babylonians, Cyrus the Great allowed the exiled Jews to return and rebuild the Second Temple. The Second Temple period began, and a new temple was erected in Jerusalem. Around the 1st century AD, Christianity began in the region with Jesus of Nazareth as the central figure. Unfortunately, in 70 AD, the Romans destroyed the Second Temple during the Jewish-Roman War. The historical developments of ancient Israel, allied with religious texts and archaeological discoveries, left a profound mark on the cultural, religious, and historical identity of the Jewish people, with repercussions that extend far beyond, shaping the global landscape. In the 1920s and 1930s, numerous Jews migrated to Palestine in search of refuge from anti-Semitism and persecution in Europe. This Jewish migratory wave, known as Aliyah, transformed the region's demographic composition. Jews acquired land from Arab owners and established kibbutzim and moshavim, agricultural settlements aimed at creating self-sufficient Jewish communities, contributing to the development of Jewish infrastructure and institutions. However, the significant increase in Jewish immigrants and settlements raised concerns among the Arab population. Arab leaders and communities feared losing their land, political rights, and national identity, interpreting Jewish immigration as a threat to their culture and aspirations for self-determination. These fears resulted in violent conflicts between Jewish and Arab communities, fueled by the divergent goals of these two groups in the region. In the rebirth of Israel on May 14, 1948, David Ben-Gurion, leader of the Jewish Agency and future Prime Minister of Israel, made an announcement of great importance. He proclaimed Israel's Declaration of Independence, officially establishing the State of Israel. Ben-Gurion emphasized the deep connection between the Jewish people and the land of Palestine, underscoring the need for a homeland where Jews could live freely and safely. The declaration acknowledged the adversities faced by Jews, especially during the Holocaust, making the creation of a Jewish state a pressing necessity. It also expressed gratitude for international support, referring to the United Nations General Assembly resolution of November 29, 1947. Now transport yourself to the ancient world around the 4th millennium BC. Imagine yourself in the arid landscapes of the Middle East, exploring the oldest vestiges of Jerusalem. Its ancestral name resonates through Egyptian texts from the 10th century BC. Over the centuries, Jerusalem witnessed the presence of different powers, such as Canaanites, Jebusites, and Israelites, who left their marks. Around 1000 BC, King David played a crucial role in conquering Jerusalem from the Jebusites and establishing it as the capital of the United Kingdom of Israel. During King Solomon's reign, Jerusalem flourished with majestic structures, notably the First Temple, a testament to the city's spiritual and political importance. It became the epicenter of Jewish life, a place of worship, and a symbol of national identity. Jerusalem's significance transcends Judaism, encompassing Christianity and Islam as well, making it a deeply religious city for the three major faiths. Its historical and spiritual importance is deeply rooted in the beliefs and traditions associated with each of these religions. For Judaism, Jerusalem represents the holiest city, intrinsically linked to the Jewish people's history and religious identity. In Jewish tradition, it is believed to be the place chosen by God to manifest His presence on earth. The Western Wall, also known as the Wailing Wall, is a revered site, a remnant of the ancient Jewish temple destroyed by the Romans, where Jews gather to pray, expressing their deep connection with God and their ancestral heritage. The Temple Mount in Jerusalem is equally special, considered the location where the first and second Jewish temples stood, making it a sacred place for worship and pilgrimage. In Christianity, Jerusalem also holds great significance associated with the life, crucifixion, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre in the Old City is believed to be the site of Jesus' crucifixion, burial, and resurrection, making it an important Christian pilgrimage destination that attracts millions of faithful. The Via Dolorosa, a route in the Old City, is considered the path Jesus walked carrying the cross. Additionally, the Mount of Olives, east of Jerusalem, is believed by Christians to be the site of Jesus' ascension to heaven. In Islam, Jerusalem is considered the third holiest city. Beyond its religious importance, the city has been a central point for devotion, conflicts, and aspirations for sovereignty. The rich history of Jerusalem, marked by overlapping religious and historical claims, has generated tensions and misunderstandings between different religious and political groups. The complexity of this city, with its mosaic of different faiths coexisting in a limited space, is intensified by the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, where both sides claim Jerusalem as their capital and seek sovereignty over the city. The challenge of a new temple. Amid this historical and geopolitical backdrop, the idea of building a new temple in Israel has gained prominence. This endeavor, especially the construction of the Third Temple, faces a multitude of practical and ideological challenges. At the center of this, The chosen location should ideally inspire reverence and tranquility, fostering a spiritual connection between the devotees and the divine. Once a suitable site is identified, obtaining the necessary permits and approvals becomes another formidable challenge. Like any construction project, temples are subject to various zoning and regulatory requirements. Navigating this bureaucratic maze can be a lengthy and complex process. Navigating legal requirements and designing the project team should involve religious leaders and architects to capture the essence of faith while ensuring the temple meets practical needs. There must be enough space for rituals, meditation, and meetings, all while being beautiful enough to inspire devotion. A major challenge is finding money to build the temple, as they rely on donations, and raising enough capital is a daunting task. The project team must seek support from individuals, companies, and organizations, convincing people to invest in a worthy cause. Another challenge is the use of ancient methods. Many temples follow old construction practices, which can be complicated in today's construction world. Obtaining specific materials, such as special stones or wood, can be time-consuming and logistically complex, akin to a treasure hunt. The temple needs to be built to last, with a strong and durable structure being a top priority. It's like building more than just a building. Some are trying to help with the temple's reconstruction by cultivating farms and forests to recreate ancient conditions. Plants are crucial for temple rituals, but not everyone agrees on the amount of authority the Sanhedrin should have, and some are concerned about the environmental impact. Special priests, called Kohanim, tracing their lineage to Moses' brother Aaron, are preparing for the temple. Even though they can't perform all their usual duties without it, they are still respected in the Jewish community. The temple is significant and can affect relations between countries. Israel's connections with its Arab neighbors need to be considered, especially the impact of recent events on the temple's construction. Recently, much has happened in the Middle East. After an attack by Hamas in 2023, things were difficult with a month-long war and many lives lost. This complicates everything, and the conflict can affect the temple project. To overcome these challenges, it's crucial to address the root causes of the conflict. A lasting peace is needed. Rebuilding the third temple requires delicate negotiations, trust building, and a sincere commitment to reconciliation from all parties involved. Understanding the construction of the temple in current times is important for the Jewish people, who have a strong belief in the historical and religious significance of the third temple, based on prophecies from over 2 millennia ago, such as Daniel 9:24, 27, and Daniel 12:1-12. These predictions mention the Messiah and introduce the concept of the abomination of desolation in 1,290 days. Some connect these verses to the Temple Mount and the future Third Temple, where the abomination could be a disrespectful act. Different groups and scholars interpret these prophecies in various ways, generating religious and political debates, especially regarding the Temple Mount. One idea suggests a shared religious space, inspired by historical examples like Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, serving both Christians and Muslims. This approach seeks coexistence and mutual respect in a shared space for diverse religious traditions. Interfaith dialogue emerges as a powerful tool for reconciliation, bringing together religious leaders, scholars, and communities of different faiths to foster understanding and empathy. It's like sitting down for a friendly conversation, says an advocate. This complex situation in Israel highlights an extraordinary turnaround in the global religious landscape, with this land as the epicenter, provoking speculation and drawing the world's attention. This engaging narrative, recently unfolding in Israel, has shaken global religious convictions and revealed a maneuver by part of the Jewish community to reclaim their land. As mentioned, this turnaround is just the tip of the iceberg within Israel's borders, a country whose history dates back to the Old Testament. Abraham's multifaceted relationship with the Canaanites, his struggle, and overcoming become key points for understanding the trajectory of the Jewish people in this region. The land of Israel holds immense importance in terms of history, culture, and religion, especially for Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. From the Israelite tribes uniting under King Saul's reign to historical events like the Romans' destruction of the Second Temple, the narrative reveals how the region witnessed the rise and fall of various cultures and traditions, being considered the cradle of civilizations. Addressing the 1920s and 1930s, it highlights the Jewish migration wave to Palestine, known as Aliyah, which transformed the region's demographic composition, generating conflicts between Jewish and Arab communities due to divergent goals in the region. David Ben-Gurion's proclamation of Israel's independence underscored the deep connection between the Jewish people and the land of Palestine, marking a significant milestone. The narrative also delves into the ancient world, exploring the arid landscapes of the Middle East around the 4th millennium BC, examining the oldest remnants of Jerusalem and its crucial role in Jewish, Christian, and Islamic life. The in-depth analysis of Jerusalem's importance reveals how it is seen as the holiest city for Judaism, associated with the Jewish people's history and religious identity, while in Christianity it is linked to Jesus Christ's life, crucifixion, and resurrection. In Islam, Jerusalem is considered the third holiest city. The contemporary challenge of reconstructing the Third Temple in Israel faces practical, ideological, and geopolitical issues. In this context, the proposal of a shared religious space is discussed as an approach to promote coexistence and mutual respect among different religious traditions. The temple project's complexity is highlighted, from choosing the location to obtaining permits and approvals, funding, environmental impact, and geopolitical issues, especially amid recent events in the Middle East, like the 2023 attack. The text concludes by emphasizing the need for delicate negotiations, trust building, and a sincere commitment to reconciliation to rebuild the Third Temple, respecting ancient prophecies and seeking understanding through interfaith dialogue as a tool for lasting reconciliation. The prophecies focused on Israel are becoming increasingly prominent. The reconstruction of the Third Temple in Jerusalem is a topic of great significance and complexity, involving not only religious aspects, but also political and historical ones. As previously mentioned, the prophecies in Israel related to this reconstruction are often associated with biblical passages, particularly those found in the book of Daniel. To understand this precisely, we see that the prophecies mentioned in Daniel 9 and Daniel 12 are considered by many scholars and believers as messianic predictions addressing future events. Daniel 9 references the Anointed One or Messiah, understood by many as an allusion to Jesus Christ by Christians, while some Jews interpret this differently. The text speaks of a period of 70 weeks and mentions the reconstruction of Jerusalem, including the temple. The connection between Daniel's prophecies and the Third Temple's reconstruction is often made by those who believe the temple's restoration is a crucial part of fulfilling these prophecies. For many Jews, building the Third Temple represents the fulfillment of ancient promises and the restoration of the divine presence in Jerusalem. However, the issue of reconstructing the Third Temple is complex and involves several challenges, including sensitive political issues. The Temple Mount, where the previous temples were built, is a sacred site for both Jews and Muslims. Currently, the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock are located on the Temple Mount, making any proposal to construct the Third Temple a delicate matter, requiring careful negotiations and diplomacy among the religious communities and the governments involved. Additionally, there are different interpretations of how Daniel's prophecies should be understood concerning contemporary events. While some see a direct connection between the prophecies and current happenings in Israel, others interpret these texts more symbolically or figuratively. In summary, the reconstruction of the Third Temple in Jerusalem is shrouded in theological, political, and cultural issues, and any movement in this direction would require a sensitive and cooperative approach to reach a consensus among the involved parties. Now, we would like to know your opinion on everything discussed here. Feel free to leave your opinion in the comments. If you liked this video, leave your like. And if you want to follow the next contents, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Thank you for watching this far, and I hope to see you in the next video. May God bless your life powerfully in the name of the Lord Jesus. Amen.